Peace, love, and integrated darkness. Happy Monday, soul family. Thank you so much for your patience. I cannot express how much freaking resistance there has been. Hi, bee. The bee is like literally about to fly up to the anyways, there is so much freaking resistance for this topic because it is very popular. Okay? Toxic mothers and their effects on children and how lasting those effects are. So if you remember from last week, and if you didn't see that video, please go back. That's a video that I posted on Thursday. This is part 2 of that video, okay? The first card that we pulled up, oh, and by the way, just want to let everybody know that before I left that reading on Thursday, I asked the universe, asked spirit, 2 questions. I said, what are the results of this realization? Which is the results of realizing that, 1, you're dealing with someone that is going to continue to pull on your energy and rip threads from your heart without putting anything back. They're going to continue to take from you, right? That's what this card represents. And then I need to read you what the message of this card is. So we're going to go there. But I did pull the rest of the cards. So again, the second question was, how do we fix this? And then what is the result of it being fixed? Okay. So I have the rest of the cards that I pulled from that reading because this message is so important. This is timeless. So regardless of whether I read it on Thursday or I'm reading it now, this is a very important message. Okay, so we're going to go into right away the Page of Cups. First of all, I want to say a prayer before I start because this energy can be a little bit heavy and triggering for some of you, but the trigger is necessary. The trigger is what is necessary to help the spirit to grow. Okay, if you don't get triggered, you're not growing. Triggers are necessary. Okay, so this might be a trigger warning for some of you, but again, if you're very familiar with my page, then you know that probably most of my stuff triggers you, but it's also very rewarding to receive. Okay. Prayer for the collective. I give all thanks and praise to the divine beloved universe, as above, so below, as within, so without. I call on the divine forces to be present with us today. Shine your golden white light of love and protection down over all of our mind, bodies, and spirits, helping us to be clear on the messages that are coming through, to use our intuition, to receive what is for us, and to leave what is not for us. Okay, we call on the divine spirit teams of the collective to be present with us so that we may receive these messages in love, grace, and clarity. Ashe. Amen. Om. Okay. I'm telling you, this, and I'm going to tell you and share some stories with you later. And stay tuned for another video because you're going to hear from a little one that's going to tell you a perspective that even blew my own mind because I'm like, wait. That message sounds like it came from the divine. It didn't even come from what people know here. And I cannot wait to share that with y'all. Because my children are very gifted. I'm very proud of how much they're growing and how much they're learning and just grasping some of these concepts of life. My motherhood journey has been always to make sure that my children have the tools that they need to be successful, independent individuals. I take pride in that. And that doesn't have nothing to do with my ego or my pride or what I think. That has everything to do with the contract that I created with the universe when I brought these children here. We're all responsible for these little ones, okay? We're going to get deep into this, but let's go to the Page of Cups. If you remember last week, I said the Page of Cups gives me the energy of like coming back to that childlike self of yours that remembers how to dream, that remembers how to make your wishes, that is fearless before all of the trauma, before all of the pain, before all of the things that we experienced with our mothers who were not able to emotionally be there. And I also want to, I really need to make a point that when we are thinking about these narcissistic moms and toxic moms, that we should be forgiving, not for them, but for our own heart to be able to be open to see love all around us. Because that type of envy and jealousy that comes off of a narcissistic mother is not something that you can just brush off. Like, you have to work internally. I am the living testimony of healing from narcissistic mothering. I am no contact with my birth mother, and my life has literally changed. What you guys don't know is that you usually see my hair down and to the side, right? I suffered from alopecia on the side of my head because of the trauma that I was experiencing with my mother. And when I removed her out of my life, again, there's hair here and you can see some parts a little bit patchy, but my point is that there was literally no hair there at all. But when I went no contact and said, no, I'm going to love myself and pour into myself and reparent myself, the hair started to grow back. Trauma affects our bodies in ways that we are so much not aware of, but we really need to be in tune with our minds, with our bodies, and our spirits. So, Page of Cup energy. A dreamer. Serendipity, creativity, new unexpected trajectories, magic, synchronicity, an open and joyful heart, sensitivity, and naivety in romance. Remembering that love really does exist. That kind of tainted-hearted mother that projects that energy onto children, their hearts are so closed up and they don't want everyone else to feel love around them. So when it removes us having that innocent like sense towards love. So I'm calling all of that back for all of y'all because I love y'all so much. Anyways, being motivated by innovative ideas, because I'm telling you, these were the things that were affecting me. I was not able to show up in my life the way that I wanted to, in my parenthood journey, in my career, with my community, because it was like a nagging feeling that was always there. It was like always this pressure of I'm not good enough energy that was always there, that didn't even come from me. It came from the projections of a hurt mom. Okay? The message for this card says, there is serendipity and magic here. I know you want to come. I smell really good. I know. And you're like, you smell like a flower. I need more. There is serendipity and magic here, like the first breath of love or a very first kiss. Anything is possible at this time. Be open to wildly wonderful miracles. This is When Pigs Fly card, and holding in your hand is a sign that foreseen, unforeseen, yet fortuitous events are coming your way. Bring childlike enthusiasm to the unknown and welcome your unexpected twist on your journey. Be open to inspiration from the strangest places and pay attention to your intuitive muses that arrive. They will give you creativity wings. As you enjoy this time of strangely unique thinking, ensure that you are not being overly sensitive or blocking your own flow because you are trying to control the process. Allow your emotions to follow the breadcrumbs of joy. Play a little bit more, do something silly, stay curious about any feelings of wonder and awe, and allow your sensitive dreamer to dream. Coming back to that childlike sense of self. The affirmation for this card is, the world is my flourishing oyster, and I am excited to see what's happening next. I'm telling you right now, the universe waits for us to act before anything happens. If your mother is actually someone who has been holding you back, putting you down, and you're aware of these things, unless you create a boundary or you remove her from your life, things will not shift. Because when you make that shift, the energy in the universe shifts just as fast as you shift. So the longer you stay, the harder it is to leave. And the longer you're perpetuating your literal blessings from coming in, because I'm telling you right now, if that person is not worthy of being around you and to experience your blessings, those blessings aren't coming in. And that person ends up becoming an energy blockage, a whole blessing blockage. Your blessings will literally be blocked. My blessings were blocked. Straight up. Straight up. Had blocked the blessings, didn't even know why. The next card is the Tower, okay? Which is what I was literally just saying. Tear that shit down. Tear it down. You know how you tear it down? By speaking about how you feel. Telling them how they made you feel. And allowing them the time and the space to either one, integrate it, internalize it, receive it, or not receive it, whatever it is that they're going to do. But also you have to give people the grace and the opportunity to understand, or also to see if they're going to make a change. Now the Tower is about the change going to happen whether you want it to change or not. So essentially the universe is saying, this is something you're aware of that needs to change. And we're giving you the time and the grace. This is the universe saying, I'm giving you the time and the grace, or I've already given you the time and the grace to change something that you know is repetitive, that happens over and over and over again. Thank you, Spirit, for this clear channel. Thank you so much. It's gonna get, but the cycle is done, and the universe is saying this cycle has to be done because everybody here has to evolve. So the Tower comes around when you're making up excuses and saying, yeah, I'm gonna do something about it, I'm gonna change something about it, and you don't. The universe is gonna force you to do it. So before the Tower comes around, make these choices yourself. That way you can move with the flow of the new season that is entering your life, okay? And then after that came the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords represents the fact that you need to stand on your boundaries. You, feminine, beautiful queen or masculine energy, because this is non-gender, non-binary. It can float between masculine or feminine energies. But this means, girl, you better put your sword down. You say, nope, 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 nope. Tell them no. Tell them no. I'm telling you right now, there is a powerful energy in saying no to something that's not for you. The universe really likes that shit. The universe acts quickly when you say no to something that's not for you. I'm telling you right now. I've watched it happen too many times. Magic lives in my life, okay? Magic lives in my life. Magic lives in my life, and I'm open for all of the magic. Queen of Swords energy. I could tell you about the Tower, but I think I already gave you the message about that. I want to make sure you stay within the time frame of this 20 minutes so that you get all of the messages with clarity. But let's just go through the Tower real quick. The Tower is a major arcana in the tarot deck, okay? What's the number? 16, yes. 6. So the Tower card reads, unexpected change, chaos, the rug being pulled from beneath your feet. Beliefs change, new awareness and perspectives, destruction, being unsure of who you are. That unfortunately, that's what toxic narcissistic mothering does. You're constantly in the cycle of not feeling sure of who you are, because it's us mothers, it's our responsibility to pour into our children, to share with them all of the great things that we see are manifesting within them so that they can be better than us. A narcissistic mother, in her mind, she is scared of her child being better than her. That's mad. That's crazy. Because at the end of the day, evolution is necessary. Everything all the time is always getting better. And when people think the earth is destroying, it's not. It's actually just getting better. It's growing and evolving into something better and more powerful to be able to withstand the resistance that's happening all around us. Okay? This is about the awareness that you know that you are not safe. And that you feel like you're here and you're there at the same time, but you also need to come back to yourself, okay? And you need to, the shit's falling apart one way or another. You're realizing it, and things are going to change. But this is the time where you got to be so graceful and kind and loving to yourself and pour into yourself. Take your thoughts away from that woman, take that thoughts away from that toxic narcissistic person, and pour that shit right back into yourself. Play affirmations on Spotify every single day that are, even if it sounds crazy at first because you don't believe it, just keep playing it. Play it over and over and over again. Pouring into your spirit and reminding yourself of how amazing and powerful and cool you are. Because you deserve to know that. I am very passionate about this because I went through way too much. This card literally made me cry because I'm like, Spirit, thank you. Because I went through this myself. Nah, my makeup. This last card really said, and if you stand on business, you will have full emotional fulfillment. You will feel whole. You will feel loved. You will feel intuitive and in tune with your emotions. And if you've never felt that, that's why I'm crying, because I'm like, I know there's some of us that have not ever felt like that. And for years, we just felt so unsettled and we don't know why. This message is especially specific to indigo children. An indigo child is a spiritual child from the divine that was sent into people's lives to change the narrative. They're different. They act different. Their bodies respond differently to the environment. Indigo children are very special, and a lot of you can resonate with that. I also too am an indigo child. I was a child that always spoke the truth no matter what. I was a child that saw that the grown-ups were doing things all wrong. I was a child that understood that love didn't live where I was at. I was a child that understood that I wasn't safe to be myself there, because I would be criticized for sharing my art. I would be criticized for singing. Oh my God, it was literally like, and I'm telling you, the reason why this reading took so long to come out is because, one, there was a battery issue, and there was like a lot of other energies that were moving around, because my own birth mother, can feel that I'm about to expose the truth. And this is the thing, when we speak about this, when you speak your truth, you free yourself from the spell of what you've experienced through your whole life. And this was at the bottom of the deck. The Six of Pentacles, your manifestations. God, and then the Six of Cups is right after it. Your flow is going to move with effortless ease when you make this step, when you decide to choose you. And this doesn't have to just necessarily pertain to narcissistic mothers, but we're talking about narcissistic personalities altogether. They feed off of you even giving them a little bit of your attention. Take that shit away and pour that stuff into yourself. They're going to start acting crazy. But this is the time where you need to really protect your energy. And then this is the nostalgia card. This is going back. As you can see, it's the same child, which is this man, and the dog, which is the grown dog. This is becoming in tune with your inner child again. Go back. What was it that you did when you were a child before the abuse and all that stuff that you really love to do? We got to come back to our proverbial healed, untainted versions of ourselves to be present with ourselves all of our days. Man, the resistance to get this message out was crazy. I just want to say thank you so much for being present here with me today. I'm going to be holding a Sacred Grief Healing Circle this Sunday for anybody who is interested, who is local in Toronto, to be a part of a healing space so we can grieve and move through the release of our beautiful narcissistic moms. I love you so much. Thank you for receiving this. And again, stay tuned for later, because we're going to also tap into the perspective of a little person to see what is going on in their minds in regards to this. I love you. Stay blessed always.